Ever wonder why some Hyundais hit 300,000 miles and still idle smooth, while others are trade-in junk at 120K? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Hyundai's normal maintenance schedule is optimized for the brochure. It's not optimized for you keeping the engine like new past 150,000. I've been inside too many Hyundai engines to sugarcoat this. I've seen clean, well-loved cars need an engine at 90,000 because the owner followed one recommended interval like it was scripture. Today I'm giving you 8 rules that separate a 300,000 Hyundai from a $7,500 surprise. Tip number 1. Oil every 4,000 miles. Period. Problem. Hyundai says you can go 7,500 miles with the oil life system. On GDI and turbos, that's a long bet. Evidence. I've opened engines with sludge and varnish way earlier than people think. And almost every time the owner says, but I followed the oil monitor. Fix. Turbo/GDI, 3,500 to 4,000 miles. NAGDI, 4,000 to 5,000 miles. Full synthetic, new filter every time. Cost, $60 to $150 versus $7,500 to $10,000 engine replacement. Pro tip. Short trips plus idling equals severe service. If you commute 10 minutes at a time, your oil gets punished. Tip number 2. Check your oil like a paranoid person. Problem. Some Hyundais burn oil quietly. By the time the low oil light shows up, you're already playing with bearing damage. Evidence. I've seen owners swear it doesn't leak, then the dipstick is nearly dry. Fix. Check oil every other fill-up. Keep a quart in the trunk. Cost, $10. Top off versus $7,500. Why is it knocking? Pro tip. Take a photo of the dipstick level once in a while. It turns "I think" into proof. Tip number 3. GDI carbon. Don't wait for misfires. Problem. GDI engines build carbon on intake valves. That's not a rumor, that's physics. No fuel washing the valves. Evidence. Rough cold, idle, hesitation, misfires, MPG drop, classic. I've watched people replace coils, sensors, even fuel pumps, and the real villain was carbon. Fix. Preventive intake valve. Cleaning around 60,000 miles, then every 60,000. When it's professional, walnut blasting beats chemical sprays. Cost, $400 to $700 early versus $1,500 to $3,000 when misfires start cooking catalysts and oxygen sensors. Pro tip. If your MPG drops 3 to 5 and the car feels lazy, carbon is often the cheapest win. Tip number 4. Theta II owners. You don't hope. You monitor. Problem. If you own a Theta II era engine, ignoring it doesn't make it safer. It just makes the failure more expensive and more sudden. Evidence. I've seen perfectly clean cars go from runs fine to metal glitter in the oil. Fast. Fix. Check VIN for recalls/software updates. Cold start listening test. Metallic knock that follows. RPM equals act immediately, tight oil intervals plus records. Cost. Monitoring is free. Engines are $7,500 to $10,000. Pro tip. Record cold start audio/video if you hear anything. Dealers take evidence seriously. If you want your Hyundai to outlast your car payment, hit like and subscribe. Because the next 4 tips are what keep people from paying $5,000 for transmissions and $3,000 for overheating damage. Tip number 5. Transmission fluid. Every 30,000 lifetime fluid is a marketing word. Problem. Lifetime fluid usually means lifetime of the warranty, not lifetime of your car. Evidence. I've seen 8-speed automatics go forever with regular drain and fills. I've also seen DCT/CVT units get expensive early when the fluid was never serviced. Fix. Drain and fill every 30,000 miles. Correct spec fluid only. Skip aggressive power flushes unless a trusted shop recommends for a specific case. Cost. $150 to $300 versus $4,000 to $6,000 transmission work. Pro tip: after fluid service, drive gently for 50 miles. Let it relearn shifts. Tip number 6. Spark plugs. At 40,000 on GDI/turbo, not 100,000. Problem: GDI plus turbo equals higher pressure, more carbon, more heat. Plugs don't live brochure life. Evidence: I've pulled plugs at 60,000 that looked cooked, and the car was down power, down MPG, and throwing misfire codes. Fix: replace plugs 35,000 to 45,000. Use OEM spec iridium. Cost: $80 to $250 versus $800 to $2,500 when misfires kill coils/catalysts. Pro tip: check coil boots while you're there. Cracks or oil equals future misfires. Tippy number 7. Coolant maintenance prevents the head gasket tax. Problem: modern engines run hot. Cooling neglect turns into warped heads, overheating, and expensive repairs. Evidence: I've seen engines with perfect oil changes get ruined because coolant was never serviced and a small leak went ignored. Fix: service coolant on schedule, often around 3 years depending on spec. Inspect hoses, check for dried coolant residue, fix leaks early. Cost: $150 to $300 versus $2,500 to $5,000, plus if you overheat and warp things. Pro tip: if you smell sweet coolant or see the level slowly dropping, don't wait. Cooling problems snowball. Tip number 8. Records is the difference between covered and denied. Problem: people do maintenance but can't prove it. When the big bill hits, they lose leverage. Evidence: I've seen 2 identical cases. One owner had receipts and got help, the other didn't and got the full bill. Fix: keep a simple log. Date, mileage, service. Save receipts. If DIY, take a photo of the odometer plus the receipt. Cost: free organization versus thousands out of pocket. Pro tip: make a phone folder called Hyundai service. Done. Here's the binary truth. Do these 8 steps, and you're building a Hyundai that can push 300,000 and still feel tight. Skip them, and you're rolling dice, especially with oil intervals, and the house always wins. Start today. Oil at 4,000. Check oil often. Carbon clean at 60,000. Trans fluid at 30,000. Plugs at 40,000. Coolant on time. Monitor Theta II. Keep records.